Nah, that hurts.
It's the...
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Deep Drop, the fishing podcast that just does things a little bit differently. We just have a bit of a chat. We talk about all those things that people talk about on fishing trips or road trips or just long drives out offshore in the boat, trolling aimlessly for a marlin or something like that. These conversations always seem to come up. We thought we'd hit the record button and record some of those conversations. We've been doing it for a little while now, and we're having fun. And it's just the last few episodes just about catching up on it.
Exactly. And Luke, when you're the type of fisherman that we are, there's a lot of time where we're not catching anything. So we've got plenty of time for conversation. And some of the shit we come up with is absolutely outrageous. Some of it's kind of intelligent. Some of it's just taking the piss. So we thought, hey, this could be a pretty good podcast. So we've hit record and you tell us if it's any good.
Yeah, and I think that's key. I think that the fact of the matter is, Ads, and if you're new here, what you'll soon discover is that while Adam and I have both been in this fishing industry in many formats for a long time, we're very, very open about our often inability to catch fish.
It's a very politically correct way of putting it, Luke.
But you know what? We don't care. We have fun because we are in amongst the greatest hobby, pastime, sport, whatever you call
Olympic
it.
sport, we've covered that.
Olympic sport, it's what it is. Coming your way for Brisbane 36 or whatever. I don't know what fucking year it is. Anyway. Well, here we are for another episode. Now, Adam, people out there listening might notice we're a bit bubbly tonight because we are so excited. And the last few episodes, you might have heard us referring to a little something that we got going on in the background. Well, tonight, we actually are able to talk about it, and it is so bloody exciting. Ads, do you want to have the honours?
I'm a bit nervous.
Are you?
I'm a bit nervous. Look, well, we've teamed up with a couple of good friends. And we're going to try and punch this thing out as a live show.
We are going live. We're doing a live show. And we're pretty bloody excited. So, let's break it down. The Deep Drop. The friends that we're referring to are Wind Against Tide. You know them. You love them. We love them. And we're getting together. We're putting on a show live in front of whoever wants to come. And it's nerve-wracking. It's very, very exciting.
It is a little bit.
So, all right, let's just a few of the details. Ads. Thursday, the 6th of July is our first show. And we are doing it at a venue called Poker Face, which is in Berwick, Victoria. So it's in the east. Now, obviously, I know we've got some listeners that are in different parts of Victoria, and we don't expect everyone to be able to get there. If you can, awesome. But if not, hey, stick around. We might be doing some more shows down the track.
That's right. Let us know where you're from.
But the beauty,
and we can try and sort something out.
The thing I'm excited most about, Ads, and I'm sure Dave and Joey are the same from Wind Against Tide, we get so much feedback and great messages and stuff from people that out there that have a listen, and this is our opportunity to come and mingle with you guys and hang out and say g'day. But we'll be performing our Deep Drop podcast, and the guys will be doing the Wind Against Tide podcast live. So again, 6th of July. So it's only about a month away from this episode. And there'll be more details to come. So keep a close eye on the Deep Drop Instagram page and, of course, Wind Against Tide for more. But, Adam, tickets are available now. Right now.
That's right.
Right now.
Tickets available now. So jump in, grab a ticket. It's going to be a lot of fun, Luke.
It's going to be fun. If there's one thing we can guarantee, it's going to be fun. There's going to be all sorts of shenanigans, let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly. And we want you to be involved in part of the conversation for the Deep Drop. So there's no better way to do it than to jumping down to Berwick, Poker Face there, come and say g'day, have a quiet frothy or two if that's your thing. I probably will.
Have a loud
Just
one.
saying.
Have a loud one.
I love it. Have a loud one. And we can all sit down and talk shit together. Because, Luke, that's what we do. We enjoy doing it. And why not sit down with a heap of friends that want to come and participate in the conversation live? It's going to be a great night.
So much fun. So to just double back on that, the Deep Drop, Wind Against Tide, live, coming to Berwick, Thursday the 6th of July. Now, the only way to get there is to get tickets, which are available now. Now, where to find them? The best bet is jumping onto the Deep Drop Instagram page right now, and there will be a link. There'll be a post. There'll be links in our stories. There'll be also a link in our bio. jump in there. $30 a ticket. We're not asking much. What we do want is for you guys to come down and, as Adam said, just sit around and have a beer with us, because that's what this whole podcast is based on, is just those conversations while you're sitting around a campfire or sitting on the boat or doing whatever you do. So, mate, I can't wait, and I cannot wait to meet all of you guys that want to come down and check it out. We're going to have lots and lots of fun. So, there it is.
Put it in the calendar, grab a ticket, and we can't wait to see you there. And what better way to do it than with Dave and Joey from Wind Against Tide? Great podcast, been around forever. They can... Look, it's going to be dangerously fun. I'm just going to say that now.
Dangerously fun.
Yeah.
Bring your laughing shoes.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is too that there's no doubt that we'll get into some, especially with Dave and Joey. Like, there'll be some good fishing conversations to be had.
For sure.
Yes, we'll be having fun, having a laugh, and Adam and if anyone has sort of followed our podcast for a while, Adam and I will be properly taking the piss out of each other and ourselves, and probably you guys in the crowd too. But the thing is that it is all about fishing, and we'll be talking about all aspects of fishing while we do it and have lots of fun. So, as Ad said, come and put the feet up, grab a beer, sit around the table with your mates, and let's have some fun with this. Can't wait. We are so excited.
Yeah, it's going to be a big night. It's going to be unreal. We're counting down. We're counting down, Luke. We still got some things to organise, but we're counting down.
What are you wearing? What are you going to wear? Oh my god!
Do you know what I'm wearing? Tournament shirt.
Oh no, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
I shouldn't say this, but I was going to say as a joke, tournament shirts are not allowed. But if someone rocks up, I don't want them getting bullied, so that's fine. You can wear whatever you want.
No, I'll bully them.
Anyway, so live show, can't wait. 6th of July, get your tickets right now and tell all your friends. Bring a crew, have some fun. But we've got a podcast to do, Ads, so we do need to dive on in. And it's a big one tonight, actually. I know we say that a bit, but it is. And the reason for it is there's going to be a lot of listener questions tonight. We threw it out there on Instagram the other day about if there's anything you wanted us to talk about. And there's even some feedback from last week's show too, which is going to be interesting to get into. So one thing I want to say, and you'll hear later on, we do have an audio clip from a listener, and thank you for sending that in. I'm all about audio clips. If you want to say something or ask us something or just tell us something, you can do it in an audio clip on Instagram through our messages. I love that.
The greatest way to do it, because then it makes it a little bit easier for us, Luke, to take the piss out of them. It gives them an opportunity to take the piss out of us, but also answer some of the questions that we're throwing out there, because unfortunately, Luke, we don't always know 100% what we're talking about, and we don't claim to. So if you're a listener out there, please send your audio clips through, because we also like learning stuff, and we learn through conversation, and we'd love for you to be a part of that conversation. So send your audio clips through on Instagram. It makes it easier for us to digest the information. We can also say a bit, and it just keeps the conversation rolling.
Love it. And it just feels like it makes sense now to go straight into that particular audio message we did receive. Now, we spoke last week, and you mentioned about sometimes we don't always know what we're talking about. This was a good example, because we were talking about cray pots. And although you were sounding very confident in what you were saying, and I was too at some point, it soon turns out we probably didn't realise exactly what we were talking about. But that's okay, and that's what the show's about. So a big thank you to Luke Smith, who also I think sent in a question last week too. I think that was Luke. So thank you for that. But after listening and trying to untangle what we were saying, here is what we got from Luke.
Thought I'd just touch base about the cray pot situation that is brought up. You were sort of right. There is currently a cray pot that is allowed, which is actually the hoop net, the same as you would use for sort of yabby, except obviously on a bigger scale. They are permitted. You're allowed two per person. And with them, obviously, you've got to keep coming checking them every 10-15 minutes. So down southwest Vic, I'm out of Warrnambool. It features heavily coming into Christmas. People are doing it from the boat and from the cliffs. It's pretty productive as well. So yeah, the hoop nets are something that is allowed in there. However, I think fisheries are looking at allowing enclosed pots.
Well, there you go.
Do you know all I heard? All I heard, Luke.
Christmas.
We were sort of right. Yeah. I'll take that as a win.
Well, I was honed in on the reference to craze for Christmas, and I thought, oh,
Yeah.
wow, wait. But no, thank you for that, and that's a great insight because obviously that's someone who does it ads, which obviously is a key. And we ask for that a lot, and with some of the things that come up, we don't have all the answers, and we love that we're able to get that direct feedback. So there's a couple of things that stood out to me there, and one is obviously the ability to do it and the sorts of nets that are allowed. And I still would suggest checking your local guides wherever you might be, because some people listening might be in South Australia or Tassie or New South Wales. But mentioned there was dropping some pots in off the cliffs, which I'm like,
Yeah.
so you don't even need a boat. You can just go and get a
Land-based
couple of
craze.
sneaky crays. This land-based craze. Unbelievable. How good's that? Seriously, though.
That's actually legit.
That's amazing.
Because it is interesting too, because I must admit it was my bad. I didn't clarify enclosed pots was what we were talking about, because cray pot's a cray pot. Clearly they're not. Clearly they're not. But yeah, the enclosed pot is actually a great one. And Luke, I follow up to your follow up. What do you think about having closed cray pots? Because they're not like the hoop nets where you should be back to check them every sort of 10, 15 minutes. They are something that's traditionally left out for hours at a time. Is that right? I'm not 100% across it, but is it this enclosed pot something you leave out for overnight, or
Yeah, because
is it the same sort of deal? Do you just leave them out for 20 minutes and come back and check them?
Yeah, it's a good question. We've welcomed the answer there, and then we've just smashed them with another question.
No. Yeah, I know, and I apologise, but it is an interesting topic,
Yeah.
and it's great that Luke sent that audio message in to clarify that yes, there is a vast and quite a large difference between a hoop net, which is currently you can go and buy from any tackle shop that has that sort of market around them, and it is something that has been going for quite a while. But enclosed pots are something that are completely foreign to us here in Victoria. Yes, Victorian fisheries have been talking about it to see if it's actually a viable thing.
Yeah.
It's
so
an interesting one.
I mean, that might be even worth diving into a bit with the VFA and finding out where we're at with that, and maybe we can touch on that in the coming weeks. There was another message, just a text, so I can read it out along the same lines of the cray stuff. Now, this is from Jonah Yick on Instagram, who said, "Great work on the pod, guys. Been a long time listener down in Tassie. It certainly passes the time when I'm driving about the state." There's not that much time to pass, Jonah. Geez, it's Tassie. You can get around there in a couple of hours. No, it's good. I'm loving it that we've got some listeners down there. Thoroughly enjoyed the cray diving discussion. We are allowed to pot down here in Tas. More of a game fisher than a diver, but I do a bit of free diving. Breath hold. So this is...
No, thanks.
No. It's a no from me.
It's a hard no.
But a few of the other unpleasant diving related stories I've had. Now, you ready for this? This hurts. This hurts. Just when I read it, I went, yeah, nah. So using worn/holy, so I'm tipping they weren't great, neoprene gloves, and I've jammed my hand into a tight hole to grab a cray, and I've literally slammed. I'm just reading this word for word. I've literally slammed my fingers into a sea urchin.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus. Had to pick out individual spines from my fingers when I got home. Each spine has barbs. Oh, this is horrible. I don't know why I'm laughing, but it hurt. My fingers are sore. One spine. Oh, you ready for this? Just to beware. This is gonna. One spine got lodged underneath my nail, so I couldn't pull it out. I'm not going to read the rest because that's horrendous. But I mean, he's still with us today, and he can still type on his phone, so his fingers must have come good.
And I bet you he doesn't wear those shit gloves when he goes diving anymore.
Oh my God, that's just... I mean, yeah, nah, that hurts.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
Even just the thought of throwing my hand, fully gloved, appropriately gloved hand into an unknown crevice. Mm-mm.
And this is what you were talking about last week, like just wedging yourself under a boulder to grab a crumb. No, and all
won't
of which
find me doing that, Luke.
All of which doing it while you're holding your breath.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's got disaster written all over it.
Oh, gee whiz, Bart. Having
Jonah,
said that,
you're a better man than I am
I was
because
gonna
it's
say-
not my jam.
hats off to you, mate. Fair dinkum, and anyone who does that, it's amazing, and it's but yeah, I think Adam and I. Yeah, you're not going to get us doing it. There's a lot of things we've spoken on this podcast that we haven't done yet, Ads, and I reckon it'd be good to go and give it a go. This, not one of them.
As I say, we've also spoken about a lot of stuff that's not in my wheelhouse, Luke, and I'm not afraid to admit it.
Now, do we want to get into some of the questions we received from
Yes,
Instagram this
100%.
week? Do you want to dive straight in? Now,
Yep.
just a heads up to people listening. Obviously, in the past, when we've launched our own questions, we've had a bit of time to have a bit of a look at them. Sometimes we do homework, sometimes we haven't. These ones are very much just coming through, or have just come through, and I haven't had much time to look at them. Adam, you literally haven't seen them at all. Let's do it. Let's get into the first one. Is deep drop electric reel fishing cheating?
No, for one reason. I've only ever manually... The deepest I've hand wound from is 100 metres
Yep.
off Flinders Island. Give me an electric any day of the week.
Yeah. Okay. I've
'Cause
done 100, 120 metre jigging in New Zealand and
Oh, see, I'm not jigging. I'm just dropping dirty baits to the
dropping
bottom.
baits. Yeah.
And the issue with the bait thing, as soon as it hits the bottom, you get bites straight away. And there's at the time they're either tiny gurnard or
yeah, just shit
these
fish.
tiny jackass morlong. I'm like, far out.
Yeah.
2 drops, you're pretty well over it.
The first drop I did with a jig again in New Zealand, 100. I think it was just over a tick over 110 metres. And the word from our mate who was skippering was like, "Don't worry, like it'll be worth it because the fish down there are going to be big." And I'm like, "All right, I can manage 1 or 2. Like it's going to be hard work, but let's do it." First drop, hooked up, big fish. I'm like, "All right, this is worth it." Halfway up and going, this might do me. this might be my one and only fish. Worked really hard, got it up, barracuda,
Oh, no.
fucking barracuda. And I said, "Let's go home."
But then, and I guess the deep dropping that, what was the listener's name there, Luke? Have you got that there?
Great question. I don't have that in front of me. I'm sorry, Adam.
Well, old mate, he's probably talking about proper deep dropping where you could be in anywhere from 2, 3, 400 metres.
I beg your pardon. That's from Jonah as well.
Oh, Jonah, there you go. So when he's not throwing his poorly gloved fist into a crevice, he's
Yeah.
deep dropping. And
But it's a application, a fishing application, isn't it? So
It is.
it's got its purpose and serves its purpose. I kind of get what the questions, what angle it's come from. Like, is it kind of too easy because you press a button and sit back? I get that. If you're doing it in 20 metres of water in Port Phillip Bay, then yeah,
you're a
it's
pussy.
But yeah,
I think it comes down to it's not. I don't really think it's supposed to be fishing as such. It's just hunting or harvesting. You know what I mean? Like you're not going out to 400 meters blue eye dropping for the love of the game, but you're doing it to get. You know what I mean? Like it's.
yeah, but you're also
There's
not
no
forced
fight.
to do it if you want to do it. Yeah, but yeah, I wonder if electric reels started as a recreational reel or it was initially. I mean,
to be commercial.
obviously the commercial guys use the big, huge type stuff, but
Yeah.
you know the ones we see today are very much targeted for rec fish shows, aren't they? You
Well,
know,
it's interesting because overseas, and this was one of the crazy things we saw. I went over to Japan one year for work at the time, and all of their electric reels are small. They're like 4,000 size electric reels, and they were actually designed for that Lacana style jigging, Luke, where you're not so much jigging, but dropping an octo jig to the bottom. The point is to keep it as smooth and consistent on the retrieve as possible. So any break in speed, fish shy off. Any hard, vigorous, like jigging action, fish off. So they would basically use these small electric reels to get the most slow and consistent wind on that jig. But the hardest thing, the fish generally won't fully engulf these sort of Lacana style or octo jigging lures. They basically consistently nip at the tail.
yeah,
And the hardest part is as soon as you get the bite, all you want to do is strike or stop winding by nature.
Yeah.
You've got to keep the lure moving. So having that, as soon as the rod would load, and you basically back off the electric part of it, and you hand wind it like you would a normal reel. That's for small ones. I don't know what the purpose of these real big ones for. I'm sure it would have to be just recreationally, but harvesting those deep water species like blue eye and that sort of thing.
I mean, obviously you can do it. I'm not sure people would do it without electric, especially these days with the amount. And we've seen over the last few years some really nice electric reels come out from, some of the big players in the reel game. So,
and they're definitely gaining massive popularity.
Yeah, they are for sure. The rods are beautiful now. There's some really good outfits. I think it's probably putting more people on the water doing that sort of stuff, which is probably only a good thing, really.
Yeah,
it's a good question. I get where the question's coming from. I think that's fine.
I wouldn't say, okay, well, just for the sake of giving an answer, what depth of water would it be considered cheating?
Yeah, nice. Do you know what? And I'm going to make a call because let's both have our thoughts on it. We won't think too long or go too deep into it, but I'm just going to say straight off the top of my head, anything under, shallower than 100 metres is cheating if you're using electric reel.
That's exactly where my head went as well. Yeah, because I was toying with the idea of 50.
Yeah, 50's only $5.
But I thought, but I thought you can go for a shark drift out in Bass Strait, no dramas in 50, and be bottom bashing for flatties the whole time. It doesn't seem like too much of a problem.
No.
Yeah. So no, I'm with you. 100.
Yeah.
100.
Let's go 100.
Yeah, anything under 100, if you're using electrics, it's probably time to have a good hard look in the mirror.
But you tell us, we don't do this style of fishing, but you damn straight will have an opinion on it.
Sure.
So you tell us, if you do some deep dropping, let us know your thought. What's the limit? Where will you go? You know what? Probably don't need the electric today.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. That's a good one. Thank you for that. Now, this one is from Borgie78 on Instagram. And this is a bit of a can of worms one. Mate, if this is coming from deep down Borgie78, I'm feeling you, bro, because there's so much that drives me nuts. What is the correct boat ramp etiquette? We all know, and this he's even put this in brackets. We all know it, but a lot ignore it. It's one that we've all just torn our hair out at and just gone. Like for me, the one that always drives me nuts, and it's the simplest one, is the headlights at night. Like if it's early morning or if it's dark, so whether it's night or morning, whatever, and people are backing down with their headlights on and blinding everyone else around the facility. Simple. Turn them off. You don't need them. You're going backwards.
Yeah.
That's one off the top of my head. I mean, there's probably heaps, but let's just think about a few just straight off the bat. Ads.
Well, there'd be the whole, taking off tie downs and bits and pieces. Like, don't do that once the boat is practically in the water, ready to launch. Let's sort that out away from the actual hustle and bustle of the boat ramp. But I think, Luke, boat ramp etiquette, I think, comes down to just... You can sort of relate it to every bit of life. Just don't be a shit bloke.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, I do, and
it's not hard. Like a bit of common sense, which I get it. Listen, there's a wide variety of boat owners out, from the most highly experienced to a first timer, and of course, their experience at a boat ramp is not going to be the same, and it shouldn't be expected to be the same. No. I think if in the busiest parts of the season, if everyone just took a deep breath and remembered that there's some people doing this for the first time, rather than be a fucking arsehole, how about you see if old mate needs a hand?
Yeah.
But if someone offers you help, don't be an arrogant prick about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just don't be a shit human.
I think there's some serious ones there, and that's just relax. Just relax for a minute. We're all okay. We're all going to be on the water in a minute. And... yeah, just be respectful, because there's going to be people that you come across that it's their very first time, and you cannot.
And it is an intimidating place.
Absolutely.
A boat ramp.
And we've all had the first times or the learnings, and it's not pleasant if you've got people staring you down, swearing at you, or carrying on. But there are some very simple things just to take with you, and you know, like as you said, just prepping the boat prior to getting down the ramp, switching the headlights off if it's night time or early morning. But I can't help. I'm with you, Ads. I think just don't be a dickhead.
Yeah.
And that comes in all sorts of shapes of actions.
Oh, yeah, we've all witnessed that at a boat ramp. But as we record this podcast, Luke, we have just started winter.
It's great.
For those that have... well, I'm over it already, but anyway, it's winter. For
Great
those
time
that
to do a
have-
live show.
Yeah, 100%. For those that have recently bought boats or are maybe not as confident at the ramp, I could not speak highly enough of using those facilities during winter while they're quiet, and just approach that ramp, your local ramp, wherever you want to launch in the upcoming season for here in Victoria, which is months away. Just get comfortable with your own boat. So you say, you know, local to, or one of the bigger ramps down here, Patterson Lakes.
Yep.
It'll basically be empty now until
True.
the end of footy season. But those facilities stay open. They don't
Yeah.
cost you anything to use. If you've got, even if it's howling 30 knots of wind, it doesn't matter. You don't have to launch the boat. Just practice reversing down that ramp.
Yeah.
Get used to your local ramp. Do it while there's no one around. Approach it from many different angles just to get comfortable with how your vehicle and boat react together.
Reminds me of learning to drive, and Dad would take me down into the primary school car park on a weekend when there's no cars around.
Yeah.
Oh, and you
Yeah,
can
it's the
stall
same
it all
deal.
you want. You can stall it all you want.
Yeah.
'Cause there's no one around.
In this case, you can jackknife it all you want. There's no one
but it's
around to even laugh at you.
What a great bit of advice, Ads. That's good, mate. Well done. And but then, you know, when it is busier and whatever, you've got every right to be there. So take your time, relax, do your thing. If it's not happening, you know, just you'll be right.
Yeah. Don't be a shit person and you'll be right.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. There's another one here from Borgie78 again, actually. This is an interesting one. Does naming a boat jinx the boat? Now, I've heard that renaming a boat can jinx a boat. So if you buy a second-hand boat, for example, and it says Adam, or you know, and you want to change it to Luke, which would be fucking weird, but if you did, that'd be weird. I've heard that that's bad luck, and that's a bit of a jinx. I'm not sure about just naming it, you know, a brand new boat, naming it if that's a jinx or not. I'm not sure. What have you heard on that?
I couldn't give a rat's ass on what the boat's called or what you want to call it. It's just something that doesn't. I just couldn't care less. I don't look into it. I don't read into it. I don't care what your boat's called. As long as it floats and it's got some fishing room in it, I'm pretty happy.
Fair enough.
What do you think?
No, well, the whole jinx situation. I think there is that sort of tale of renaming a boat can be a bad omen. And
Oh, okay. See, I didn't even know that. That's how much.
Yeah, I don't know if it's.
I'm not across it.
It's not super, but I don't know. But I think naming a boat's a bit.
So
of fun,
if
isn't
you
it?
bought so say if you bought a brand new boat tomorrow, would you name it?
Yeah, so
You
this is a secondary question. No, I don't have any desire to stick a name on it. I don't really know what I'd name a boat. I have, like we
Some
have
people
in the
froth
past,
on it, but
yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like personalised plates, you know, whatever, if that's what you want to do. Sick V8 or whatever.
True.
You know, there's always a sick V8 spelt differently, isn't there, driving around?
Yeah, the I in sick is a 1 because sick is already taken.
Yeah, or it's SIQ.
Yeah.
VE8. Like, it's just so many ways you can write sick V8. I don't know.
Someone please call their boat Sick V8.
Oh, sick V8. Mate, So there is some very amusing boat names, and I don't mind having a chuckle.
Oh, there is some belters.
There's some
there is some belters, but
there's some cringy.
As a
ones
general
too.
rule, yeah, but it's the same as number plates.
No, you're right.
There's,
608.
for every good one, for every good one, there's 6 shit ones.
Yeah, that's true. Would you name a boat right now if you bought one tomorrow? No, not interested.
I don't know. I've never. None of that stuff really worries me.
I know. Like there's a few different angles on it, isn't there? Because some people, a friend of ours, Ads, that we fish with quite a bit up the south coast of New South Wales, and he had sort of more meaningful names, like that are in a different language or something. I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. Like, again, doesn't whatever. But then there's some people who really try and ham it up and you know.
Oh yeah, but it's interesting though, because if the boat is named, and I know exactly who you're talking about, Luke. That then also it's kind of cool, because when we have conversations about past boats, they're referred to by name.
Yeah, they
not
are. Yeah.
by the actual make and model that boat was. They're actually,
True.
And that's kind of cool, if because it's not done in a corny or weird sort of. I don't know. It's not something that really. It doesn't do it for me.
We might do a call out during the week. Keep your eyes on Instagram. We might ask for your boat names or some funny ones you've seen or whatever it is.
We might. Let's get a few. Let's get a few in, and we'll put a leaderboard going for best one.
If you had to, like, if you said you bought a new boat and they said you have to name it before it leaves the boatyard, would you go something trying to be funny? Or would you try and think of something a bit deeper than that, a bit more, deep and meaningful?
Nah, it definitely wouldn't be deep. It'd be something.
Something
Something
stupid.
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a strange. I don't know. I've got nothing against any. I think like I said, boat names are very personal, and you can do that. It's your vessel, so it's great. But yeah, there's a few different ways. But as for it jinxing the boat, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, it depends how superstitious you are.
Yeah,
really.
Exactly. There's so many superstitions.
I catch fuck all that off, and I reckon I'm permanently cursed. So
maybe you need to name your boat.
No, maybe.
Maybe that's the problem.
Maybe.
Stick a name on your kayak.
Yeah, speed bump.
See, that's not bad. That's not bad. Oh man, I feel like this is great. Can I just say to everyone out there who's playing along at home, keep them coming. This is great fun. We're really enjoying being able to tackle your question. We've still got lots in the can, and we can jump into it at some point as well. But I think, it's been good. And like we said earlier, do the old voice message if you want, because we will play you if you want to. If you want to, we will play it on the show. You can absolutely be part of it, and that's what I think we're getting to, Ads, after 30 odd episodes, is that we want to involve the audience more. And if this is a way to do it, then brilliant. Let's do it. And
for sure, I think it's a great way to go about it.
Yeah, and even an even better way to get involved in the show is come to the live show, and tell us if you're out there and it's just not going to happen for you, or you're in a part of the world that's just nowhere near Berwick, and that's fair enough, and we understand that. But you think there's a spot that could be good for it, there's a pub or there's a venue that you want us to come down to, mate. We'll hit the road. We will hit the road and come and do a show, because this is something we've been talking about for quite a while now, and it's really great to have Dave and Joey on board from Wind Against Tide, and I think that hopefully this could be the start of something we sort of do every now and then. So yeah, it's a bit of an effort, and there's lots of moving parts and logistics and whatnot, so it's not as simple as just slapping it together. We want to make it a good show, good fun show, an interactive show, and hence, for the ticket fees, Ads, we've got to cover costs, and I think that's what we probably should have mentioned off the top. We're not expecting $375 a ticket. We just want, to cover the costs and give you guys the show we can do. The beauty is there's a bar there. There's going to be some food there. There'll be lots more details come out as we go, as far as little bits and pieces like that. But there'll be certainly some food options, drinks at the bar, just standard bar prices. I don't know what a beer goes for. At least,
don't know.
Or a scotch. Have a gin. do whatever. I'm going to have a gin. I'm going to have a gin with you if you order a gin. Come and tell me, and I'll give you a bit of a cheers. We'll have a gin together.
I like
There
it.
you go. How about that? Anyway,
I like it.
Ads. I reckon that's about it. I'm so excited for this live show, mate. We're about a month away, and I know we've
Got some work to do between now and then.
We've got
You
some
and I
work
do.
to do. Oh wait, do we have to plan for this? Oh shit.
Well, we haven't planned for anything up to this point, so why change now?
We're going to lean heavily on the audience. It's going to be a cracker. No, it's going to be good fun, and as I said, there's going to be all sorts of different chats going on, and when Dave and Joey get up on stage, they're going to have a bit of fun too. And Dave just is hardcore when it comes to fishing. Let's be honest, like he just really has a crack. We bail him up all the time just for info.
Yeah, and I do highly encourage people to wear their sublimated fishing shirts. I think.
No, I don't know.
I think it would be. Yeah, no. Come on, Luke, don't be like that. I think it's time we stood together with our fishing shirts and, really.
Oh, so you're on the fishing shirt wagon?
No, definitely not. No, I'm pretty sure my answer was that we're done with them. But you know what?
It
just seems like the right thing to do.
It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to get them out and dust them off and put them on. I'll tell you what, it is an opportunity for if anyone does come along, and we hope to see you all there. If there's some questions that have popped up throughout the course of the last, God, what are we, about 8 months in or 6 months? I don't know, however long it is. And you want to reference those on the night and, just expand on it. Maybe you've got a photo of your mate holding one of your fish, for example.
Oh, we will name and shame. 100% we will.
And by the way, the episode that we record on the night will be published, so you could be a part of the episode.
Right.
Yeah, and hopefully that's the case because it's going to be so much fun. Anyway, we've banged on about it long enough, but we urge everyone, if they're interested in this particular show, jump on Instagram. You'll see all the details you need to see there, the deep drop on Instagram. If you've got any questions about it, feel absolutely free to shoot us a message on Instagram, and we can clear some stuff up. But it's going to be a great night. It's only a month away, 6th of July, Berwick, Poker Face. Get your tickets. The link for the tickets is in the bio on Instagram. I don't know what else I can say, Ads. I don't know what else I can say. I just need to go start putting makeup on now, I think.
Yeah, grab a ticket, get your sub shirt ready, and I can't wait to see you all in Berwick.
Oh, that's us. Righto, stick around. We'll be back again next week.